All right, viewers, are we staring at a fourth wave where COVID XE variant is concerned? The national capital has seen a slight but a remarkable increase in COVID cases. Delhi has logged 325 cases in just 24 hours. This is the highest caseload in the last 40 days for the capital. The DDMA is all set to hold a crucial meeting on April 20th to discuss the surge in infection. The positivity rate has jumped to 2.39%. Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal has urged citizens not to panic as the hospitalization rate still remains low. Meanwhile, the Delhi government has issued an advisory to all Delhi schools on appropriate COVID behavior. According to the new advisory, Delhi schools will have to inform the Department of Education about the COVID cases reported in their schools. Additional, if a COVID case is reported in a school, that particular school wing or the entire school will be closed down. Remember, this comes after a few schools in Ghaziabad, Noida were shut down after several students tested positive.
कोविड के ओवरऑल दिल्ली में देखें तो मामलों में थोड़ी सी बढ़ोतरी हुई है, पर अभी तक इसमें कहीं भी कोई ऐसी चिंता की बात नहीं है क्योंकि हॉस्पिटलाइजेशन नहीं है। ये जो वेरिएंट है ये भी ओमिक्रॉन जैसा या ओमिक्रॉन के उसी पे है और अभी तो इसकी जीनोम सीक्वेंसिंग और इन सब का भी होना बाकी है कि ये पुराना ही वेरिएंट चल रहा है क्या, तो कहीं कोई ऐसी टेंशन की बात नहीं है। कुछ स्कूल से मैं लगातार नज़र रखे हुए हूँ, किसी भी स्कूल में कहीं एक भी केस आता है किसी टीचर या किसी एक बच्चे को, तो उस वक्त स्कूल भी हमको रिपोर्ट कर रहा है और हम भी स्कूल को जो भी दिशा निर्देश हैं इंडिविजुअली दे रहे हैं।
All right, the surge in COVID cases have finally found their way or its way to the IPL, which is ongoing. The physio of the Delhi team has tested positive for COVID-19. IPL franchise Delhi Capitals have reported the first COVID case this season, with the team physio Patrick Farhat testing positive for the virus. According to COVID protocol in place this season, Farhat will remain under isolation, but the league will continue as planned since nobody else has tested positive. While no other player have returned positive tests so far, Farhat is currently being monitored by the medical team. Last year, the IPL had to be suspended midway at the peak of the second wave in May and was later completed in the UAE. All right, viewers, let's cut across right now to China and to Shanghai, which is facing its worst COVID outbreak. Take a look.
A terrifying scene in China's biggest city. Citizens screaming and wailing from their windows after endless days of a total lockdown. Videos like these leaking out of Shanghai depict an unthinkable, apocalyptic situation in one of the world's most advanced metropolises. Disturbing proof that the COVID pandemic is far from over and a new wave has brought a mega global city to its knees. Like something out of a dystopian science fiction movie, Chinese authorities have deployed drones to broadcast an ominous message. Control the soul's desire for freedom and do not open the windows to sing. This behavior has the risk of spreading the epidemic. The phrase, control the soul's desire for freedom, is a reference to a controversial remark made by a Chinese lawmaker during the first wave of the COVID pandemic in 2020, when the Chinese government imposed stringent lockdown measures in Wuhan, ground zero of the coronavirus outbreak. Things are so bad in Shanghai, videos emerging from the city show large groups of people raising slogans, cornering officials wearing hazmat suits before looting a supermarket, an open riot-like situation in several locations. The unsettling videos form a rare montage of public anger and pushback against the totalitarian Chinese government's ironclad anti-COVID measures. of Shanghai has been locked down since April the 1st. The eastern third of the city has been locked down even longer, since March the 28th. The national government has sent in 2,000 military medics and 10,000 medical workers from other provinces to help in the fight against the COVID wave, fueled by the Omicron variant. The strain of testing and treatment has taken a heavy toll on healthcare professionals too. A video shared on Twitter shows a doctor being rushed out of an isolation facility carried by patients after he collapsed while performing duties. Due to China's zero-tolerance policy towards COVID and the strict restrictions, the Consulate General of India in Shanghai has also shut down, forcing Indians to depend entirely on the Beijing embassy. Under zero COVID, all 26 million inhabitants of Shanghai underwent mass testing. Anyone infected would have to be taken from their homes and quarantined. All close contacts of the infected have also been taken away and isolated. The rest have been barred from leaving their homes or apartment buildings, leading to these scary scenes. Plans called for 4-day closures of districts while residents were tested. That changed to an indefinite citywide shutdown after case numbers soared. Many residents of Shanghai have struggled to arrange for food deliveries to their homes during the lockdown. Children, including toddlers and infants, have sometimes been taken from their parents to be quarantined separately, although the Shanghai government is now starting to offer family quarantines for children with special needs. City officials have been apologizing publicly since last week and promising to improve the food supplies. The country that gave COVID to the world is seeing its biggest city reel from the latest wave. Bureau Report, India Today.
All right, viewers, let's shift focus right now to the state of West Bengal. The gang rape and the murder horror continues to haunt the incumbent TMC government, with more skeletons tumbling out of the closet.
A BA pass doctor. Hurried last rites. An unofficial crematorium. 3 mega exclusive news breaks that raise multiple burning questions about the Nadia rape case. As India Today dug deeper, more skeletons tumbled out. Our reporters tracked down the local doctors who treated the minor girl.
क्वालिफिकेशन क्या है?
लोकल डॉक्टर है, BA.
अच्छा.
A doctor with a BA degree, there is more.
क्वालिफिकेशन क्या है?
लोकल डॉक्टर है, BA.
अच्छा.
उसका मदर आया था
कितने बजे?
सुबह 4 बजे.
क्या कहा था उसने?
मेरा पास बोला पेट में दर्द हो रहा है. मैं पेट में दर्द की दवाई दिया था, पैरासीटामोल और एंटासिड दिया था.
कारण कुछ बताया था किस वजह से दर्द हो रही थी?
नहीं, ज्यादा नहीं बताया है.
अच्छा. तो आप उस वक्त क्यों देखने नहीं गए उस पेशेंट को जब आपको खबर दिया गया था?
ज्यादा दर्द हो रहा है, ये इसी बात नहीं बोला. ब्लीडिंग हो रहा है, ये भी नहीं बोला.
फिर आप क्या सुने, किस तरीके से पता चला कि
वो दवाई पिलाने के पहले ही डेट हो गया.
The village doctor claims he did not know that the victim was in pain. He adds that he did not know the victim was bleeding. Neither did he know if she was raped.
एक दो आदमी के पास पूछने के बाद धीरे धीरे पता चला जे रेप हुआ, ये हुआ. पहले किसी के पास नहीं बताया. ब्लीडिंग हुआ, ये भी नहीं बताया.
कब पता चला? ये उस दिन ही?
उस दिन शाम बजे.
अच्छा, शाम को. पुलिस आपसे भी पूछताछ की होगी इस सिलसिले में?
हाँ, मेरा पास भी पूछताछ की.
तो क्या पूछा उन्होंने और आपने क्या बताया, और क्या कुछ आपने?
कौन से दवाई दिया, क्या दवाई दिया, मेरा मेडिसिन भी सीज किया. वो देखा, वो दवाई पीने के खाने के पहले ही वो डेट हो गई.
One thing is clear, that the victim did not get proper medical attention. The victim's father says when her daughter died early on 5th April, some neighbors came to their house. They took the body to a crematorium 200 meters away from the miner's village. India Today visited the crematorium and we found that the cremation ground is run illegally. It doesn't even keep records of cremations that take place.
দেহটা কি অবস্থায় দেখেছিলেন?
দেহটা আমি দেখিনি বাবা, ওরা খোলেনি, দেখিনি।
কি অবস্থায় রাখা ছিল ওটা?
ওরা কাপড় চোপড় দিয়ে ঢাকা ছিল, বাঁধা ছিল।
The members of the local committee in charge of the crematorium are missing since the victim was cremated. The question remains, how is an unofficial crematorium running for so long?
जब डेड बॉडी की क्रिमेशन हो रही है तो उसके तो एक सिस्टम है ना, कानूनी कार्रवाई, कागजात, यानी डेथ सर्टिफिकेट, ये सब किस तरीके से देखा जाता है वहाँ पे?
वो सब मेंटेनेंस नहीं होता उधर।
अच्छा,
नहीं होता। ये गांव का लोग कोऑपरेटिव करके उधर जो करता है वही करता है।
And now India Today tracked down the woman who claims to have rescued the girl. She claims 2 men accompanied her on a two-wheeler as she dropped the victim home because she requested them to. But the father of the victim says that a woman along with 2 men on a two-wheeler came to drop off their daughter and threatened them.
7:30 নাগাদ আমার মেয়েকে একটা মহিলা সে আমার বাড়ি রেখে যায়, আর দুটো ছেলে রাস্তার ওইদিকে ছিল, যে তোমার মেয়ে অসুস্থ রাস্তায় পড়ে আছে, এই যে তোমার মেয়েকে থেকে গেলাম, এই বলে তারা চলে গেল।
যখন আমি বলছি এরকম নর্মালভাবে কথা বলছে, তো আমি ওর সাইকেলে, মেয়েটা সাইকেলে আমি বসেছি আর মেয়েটা পিছনে বসেছিল কেরিয়ালে, আর আমার সাইকেলে ছিল ভাইপোটা ছিল, আর ওই দুটো দাদা পিছনের বাইকে। তাই বলছে দাদা আমি একা যাবো না, মদন পার্টিতে আমি একা যাবোই না, অসম্ভব ব্যাপার রাত্রে। তাই বলছে চল, তো কারণ দাদাই তো দাঁড় করিয়েছিল। এবার দাদা বলছে ঠিক আছে চল। তারপর দাদা পিছন থেকে মোটরসাইকেলের লাইটটা মারলো, আমি দিয়ে আসলাম বাড়িতে।
Trouble is mounting for the local TMC leader Samar Goala's son Braj Gopal. Police sources tell India Today one of the accused, Brojo Gayali, has led them to the room where the alleged gang rape took place. Police have recovered a bedsheet from that room which had blood stains. The 14-year-old victim was allegedly raped at the birthday party of the TMC leader's son.
place where the minor victim was gang rape allegedly, and we can see that the CVI investigative team, they have arrived here, and now as you see that they barged into inside the place of occurrence, the crime scene, because the as we know the accused family were absconding since this incident happened.
Meanwhile, a BJP delegation visited the family of the victim.
एक बेटी का जब गैंग रेप होता है उसके बाद उसको एक परिवार एक मकान में कैद कर दिया जाता है। आसपास टीएमसी के जो नेता हैं वो मकान को घेर लेते हैं और उसको ट्रीटमेंट भी नहीं कराने देते हैं। आज हमारे देश के प्रधानमंत्री और हमारी संगठन सभी लोग इस विषय पे चिंतित थे, इसीलिए कमेटी गठित करके हम सब लोग परिवार से मिले हैं।
The CBI is now investigating the case, but has there been an attempt to cover up? With Ritik Mondal, Bureau Report, India Today.
Here's the controversial outfit. The Popular Front of India is back in the spotlight. The government once again mulling a ban on PFI. The reason this time around? The possible involvement of the PFI in the recent violence that marked Ram Navami. Days after this Ram Navami rampage across 4 states, the name of radical Islamist organization Popular Front of India has emerged. The controversial group has been blamed for violence and communal clashes. Specifically in Khargone, Madhya Pradesh, PFI has been accused of funding arson and pelting stones.
जिन लोगों ने शांतिपूर्वक रामनवमी के पर्व पर उस जुलूस पर पथराव किया, बहन बेटियों पर आक्रमण करने का प्रयास किया, लोगों ने आगजनी की योजनाबद्ध तरीके से, तो क्या दिग्विजय सिंह को कांग्रेस इनका समर्थन करती है?
क्या हमारे हाथ में क्या पत्थर है? क्या हमारे हाथ में हथियार है? पीएफआई उन जैसे संगठनों में जब वो जुलूस निकालते हैं, हाथ में हथियार होते हैं, लौंग होते हैं, पत्थर होते हैं, उन लोगों को आप परमिशन देते हैं?
पीएफआई को बैन करने की बात करते हैं। 8 साल से सरकार में आप है, क्यों नहीं पीएफआई को बैन करते हैं? ये झुंझुना कब तक बजाइएगा आप? मैं जानना चाहती हूँ ऐसी क्या व्यवस्था है कि आप PFI को नहीं बैन कर सकते हैं। तो मैं जानना चाहती हूँ मोदी जी की क्या व्यवस्था है, ऐसी क्या मजबूरी है कि PFI को बैन करने का वो भेड़िया आया करते रहते हैं लेकिन बैन नहीं करते हैं।
As probe intensifies into the Ram Navami violence, India today has learnt that the Modi government is mulling a ban on PFI.
Sources have told India today that the government's decision to ban the Popular Front of India can be rolled out within a week. The groundwork for banning the PFI has already been done. The notification will be rolled out soon.
The call for a ban of PFI was also made in 2017 after the NIA submitted a comprehensive dossier to the Home Ministry. The NIA had listed the Islamic group's alleged links to terror-related cases. The dossier said that the PFI was another avatar of the National Development Front, which was formed in 1993 after the Babri demolition and the subsequent riots. The NIA had in its dossier listed the PFI and its political wing, SDPI, for involvement in the Bangalore blast case, Kerala Professor Palm chopping case, the Kerala love jihad case, amongst others.
We are pretty sure that there is no valid reasons to ban Popular Front of India because we have not done anything against the nation. Second, Khargone, there is no Popular Front in that area. So where we are not there, you are putting such allegations that because BJP wants a scapegoat and we are a convenient scapegoat for them. So anytime anything happens, they put the blame on Popular Front. This is not new.
More recently, PFI has been linked to the hijab stir violence in Karnataka and the Delhi riots. Central agencies allege that PFI wants to replicate the Taliban model in India. It is also alleged that PFI members are trained to assemble bombs and IEDs. With Munish Pandey and Shreya Chatterjee, Bureau Report, India Today. All right, viewers, big guns are booming in the battle for the ownership of Twitter. Ever since the world's richest man, Elon Musk, offered to buy it for a whopping $43 billion. The latest, Elon Musk's exchange with a Saudi Arabian prince.
Just hours after Elon Musk's much publicized hostile bid of Twitter went online, came this tweet. Saudi royal and businessman Prince Talal Al Walid, who holds a significant stake in the social media company along with the Saudi government, tweeted that Musk's offer was not even close to the intrinsic value of Twitter and that he and the Saudi government reject the offer. The tweet immediately brought into focus Twitter's ties with the Saudi government and businessmen. And Musk wasted no time capitalizing on it, bringing into limelight the absence of free speech in the kingdom. Hours earlier, the world's wealthiest man appeared at an event and ended up speaking extensively about how he wanted Twitter to be a platform for free speech. The Tesla founder stressed that the investment was not economically sound, but he wanted a public platform which was trusted and inclusive and important to the future of civilization. He added that his priorities would be to eliminate bot armies, spreading spam and scamming users on Twitter. Meanwhile, for Parag Agarwal, the Indian origin top executive handed down the crown with much fanfare just 4 months ago. It's been an agonizing April. There's a real chance he could lose his crown if Elon Musk has his way. Twitter reportedly hired Goldman Sachs to review the offer Musk made for the company, and the report, according to sources, say that the $54.2 per share offer was too low. The problem? Twitter is flooded with a recent report by Goldman Sachs, which valued the same share at between $30 to $35. Musk is not easing up on Twitter, firing a daily barrage of messages to his nearly 82 million followers. The latest, a poll pressuring Parag Agarwal and the Twitter board to accept his offer. More than 80% of the respondents have voted in favor of Musk, who has apparently been playing the long game. Musk started buying Twitter shares in the last week of January. He did not accept a position on the board because it would have limited his shareholding just under 15%. His intentions are clear, that he wants to own more than just a symbolic stake in Twitter. Bureau Report, Business Today Television.
All right, with that, viewers, it's time to go into a quick break. To stay with me on the other side is our fact check segment. Welcome back. You're watching our fact check segment where we bust certain claims masquerading to be facts on social media platforms and WhatsApp groups. Now, there's a claim floating about suggesting the centre has announced a bonus of rupees 525 per quintal for wheat farmers. Well, the fact check on that, sadly, the Ministry of Agriculture has made no such announcement. The screenshot of the news has been altered. With that quick fact check, time to go in for a quick break, but you stay with me. On the other side is To the Point.